Will graduates and faculty please go to your designated areas to line up for the processional, and guests, please be seated and silence your phones. Friends, family, and honored guests, please stand if you are able. The College of Education, Health, and Society proudly presents the class of 2026. friends, family, and honored guests, the faculty of the College of Education, Health, and Society. Students, faculty, and guests, please welcome the Dean and Administration of the College of Education, Health, and Society.
Good morning. I am Amity Noltemeyer, Dean of the College of Education, Health, and Society. It is my pleasure to welcome you to today's recognition ceremony. Please remain standing if you are able and remove your hats to join us in the singing of our national anthem. Please be seated. I now invite co-chairs of the Dean Student Leadership Council and current EHS graduates, Andy Karenbauer and Graham Banks, to the podium.
Hello and welcome to the College of Education, Health, and Society's Spring 2026 Commencement Ceremony. My name is Andy Karenbauer, and for the past 3 years, I have had the pleasure of serving on the Dean's Student Leadership Council, acting as a connection between EHS leadership and the student body. Some of us have been students our whole lives and will be navigating the working world for the first time. Some of us have returned to higher education after focusing on ourselves, our careers, or our families. And some of us will graduate today and immediately continue our education in pursuit of another degree. But all of us, regardless of who we are, where we came from, or where we're going, have the privilege of making it here, to this moment in Millett Hall on a Sunday morning in May. This moment is dedicated to the celebration of our collective academic, professional, and personal achievements. While we're here today, I invite you to take a moment to reflect on the impact your unique voice has had on our Miami community. Take pride in speaking up for what you believe in. Recognize how your words have comforted, encouraged, and inspired others. And as we continue our journeys as lifelong learners, may we never forget to use our voices to make a positive change for the people around us and those who come after us. Thank you and congratulations.
Thank you, Andy, for those wonderful remarks, and thank you to the entire EHS community, our faculty, staff, alumni, parents, and of course the students for being here on such a joyous occasion and joyful moment. My name is Graham Banks, and for the past 2 years I have had the honor and privilege to serve as co-chairman of the Dean's Leadership Council, the student voice for EHS leadership, and today a voice for you on this stage. Look around this room. Today, the College of Education, Health, and Society is graduating nearly 700 of us. About a third of us are going to walk into a classroom as teachers. Another third are heading into kinesiology, into clinics, into training rooms, and into the science of how people move their bodies. 1 in 5 of us are going to sports leadership and management, and the rest of us are going into social work, nutrition, public health, and so much more. The people who will change lives one family, one patient, and one community at a time. On paper, we could not look more different. We're going to hospitals and high schools, to graduate program and grassroots organizations, to Ohio and to every coast and other countries around this world. But every one of us have walked the same halls of McGuffey, Laws, and Phillips. Every one of us is graduating from the same college on the same morning, and every one of us in our own way chose this college because we wanted our work to matter to a kid, to a patient, to a community, and to a very proud country. EHS may officially stand for Education, Health, and Society, but after years here, I'd argue it stands for something more: empowerment, humanity, and service. That's our through line. That's what unites the future teacher and the future therapist, the future coach and the future caseworker, and what unites all of us as EHS graduates here today. And so, 2026 graduates, we didn't just earn a degree, we earned a charge to empower, to humanize, and to serve. Now let's go do it. Congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you, Andy and Graham. Graduates, when you first stepped onto campus or started your first online course, you arrived with a vision of who you wanted to become. Today, looking out at the sea of caps and gowns, it's clear that you didn't just attend Miami University, you defined it. Your hard work and dedication have brought you to this moment, and you deserve every bit of this celebration. Your journey was unique. Some of you took a traditional 4-year undergraduate path. Others pursued advanced expertise part-time while balancing careers and families. But regardless of your journey, every one of you shared a common thread: perseverance. You navigated the complexities of life and study to reach this milestone, and you now join a legacy of Miamians that stands 217 years strong, a community defined by the excellence you achieved. Let's hear it for the class of 2026. The The College of Education, Health, and Society has a proud history stretching back to 1902 when it became Miami's first professional school. Since then, it has been a place where leaders and change makers are shaped, people who go on to make meaningful contributions in schools, clinics, teams, families, companies, communities, and beyond. You are now part of that story. On behalf of the faculty and staff who have walked alongside you, it is our greatest honor to celebrate you. Now, before we proceed, let's acknowledge that success is rarely a solo journey. Graduates, please rise if you are able. Look into the stands, or think of those watching the live stream from home. Find the faces of family, friends, and mentors who supported you, the ones who encouraged you when things got hard and never stopped believing. Let's wave and thank them with a well-deserved round of applause. Thank you. Please be seated. At this time, I'm pleased to recognize those participating in our ceremony today. Serving as our Grand Marshal, Dr. Thomas Petter is the recipient of the 2026 Benjamin Harrison Medallion. The medallion is awarded annually for extraordinary and sustained contributions related to teaching, research, and service over the course of a career in university. I also wish to acknowledge the announcer, Dr. Leo Osborne-Moses, in the Department of Educational Psychology, our pianist, Treva Boardman, and the members of the Miami Men's Glee Club for their very important roles in today's program. It is with great pride that I ask those most responsible for your education, the faculty and staff here today, who represent our entire family in the College of Education, Health, and Society, and our distinguished emeriti who might be in the audience, to please stand and be recognized. Thank you. You may be seated. I would like to call upon Dr. Cheryl Sellers, Associate Dean and Professor in the Department of Family Science and Social Work, for further introductions.
Good morning. It is my pleasure to introduce the members of our platform party. I will ask each person to stand in turn to be recognized, but please hold your applause until all have been introduced. Seated to my far right in the second row are sign language interpreters Aaron Graham and Amelia Punier. Dr. Kyle Timmerman, Professor and Chair in the Department of Kinesiology, Nutrition, and Health, and Leah Minetti, Assistant Dean. Seated to my far right in the front row are Dr. Melissa Chase, Professor and Chair in the Department of Sport Leadership and Management, Dr. Darrell Davis, Professor and Chair in the Department of Educational Psychology, Dr. Brian Schultz, Associate Dean and Professor in Teaching, Curriculum, and Educational Inquiry, Graham Banks, one of our speakers for today's ceremony, who is graduating with a degree in education, Abby Harris, another one of our speakers, who is graduating with a degree in kinesiology, nutrition, and health, and Dr. Amity Notemeyer, Dean of the College of Education, Health, and Society. To my far left, in the second row, are Dr. Sean Newsom, Associate Professor and Interim Chair in the Department of Family Science and Social Work, Dr. Judy Austin, Professor and Chair in the Department of Educational Leadership, and Dr. Cynthia Klestenek, Associate Dean for the Graduate School and Professor in the Department of English. Seated to my far left in the front row are Dr. Geneva Reyes, Associate Professor and Chair in the Department of Teaching, Curriculum, and Educational Inquiry, Audie Karenbauer, a speaker for our ceremony, who is graduating with a master's degree in social work, and Amy Kimball, our alumni speaker, owner of CAPEX Consulting. This, my friends and family, and our alum, are our platform party.
We will now honor the accomplishments of our undergraduate students who are graduating today with distinction. Would the undergraduates who have achieved the distinction of cum laude, a grade point average of 3.76, please stand if you are able and be recognized. Would the undergraduates who have achieved the distinction of magna cum laude, a grade point average of 3.90, please stand if you are able and be recognized. And would the undergraduates who have achieved the distinction of summa cum laude, a grade point average of 3.97, please stand if you are able and be recognized. Congratulations to you all on your achievement of these academic distinctions.
Our alumni speaker today is Dr. Amy Kimball, owner of CEHS Consulting. She has been a peak performance consultant for over 20 years, including 18 seasons working in the National Hockey League. Dr. Kimball is also the founder of an artificial intelligence company focused on helping sport organizations enhance player development, evaluate performance, predict potential, and recruit and retain players. Amy spent a decade with the Pittsburgh Penguins as the mental skills coach during both the 2009 and 2016 Stanley Cup championships. She spent 5 seasons as the director of player and team development for the New Jersey Devils. Most recently, Dr. Kimball served as the senior director of team and organizational development for the Washington Capitals. She assisted the Pittsburgh Steelers and Philadelphia 76ers in analyzing potential draft picks, and joined the Silver Medal USA Women's National Hockey Team as their mental performance coach for the 2022 Olympics in Beijing. Before moving to private practice, Dr. Kimball spent 9 years as the director of mental training at the UPMC Center for Sports Medicine. She received a PhD from the University of Tennessee, where she specialized in sports psychology, an undergraduate psychology degree from Pennsylvania State University, and she is a proud graduate of Miami University, having obtained her master's in sports behavior and performance and an executive MBA. Welcome, Dr. Kimball.
Congratulations, graduates. I'm grateful for the opportunity to be here celebrating with all of you today. What an exciting time for you, your friends, and your family. Thank you to all of the faculty and administrators who have dedicated themselves to providing you with a world-class education. I wish I could say I remember what it's like being in your shoes, but honestly, that was 25 years ago, and I have very little recollection of anything anyone said at my graduation. The only thing I really remember is sitting with my friends and laughing at the tortured poet outfits the faculty had to wear. It seems like neither of those things have changed too much. What I do hope will change is that I'm slightly more memorable and that by the end of my 6 minutes, you have at least one thing you can take away and use in life after graduation. My goal isn't to simply entertain you today. It's to draw on my nearly 2 decades of working with elite performers to teach you a little something about success. Since my time at Miami, I've had the privilege of working with athletes, surgeons, teachers, leaders, and high-performing teams. Each had victories, big and small, but they also experienced challenges and setbacks. While they shared many common characteristics, they all defined success differently. What I'd like for you to start thinking about today is what success will look like in your life. For some of you, successes will be excelling in your first job. For others, it's still finding that first job. For some, it's starting your own company. And for others, it's just not having to move back in with your parents. All of these successes are okay. Eventually, you'll end in the place that you want to be. The best performers don't spend much time comparing themselves to other people or chasing someone else's definition of success. They know what they're capable of. They set high standards for themselves, and they do what it takes to meet or exceed those expectations. There have been some very successful teams at Miami this year, but whether you're an athlete, an educator, or a future sports psychologist, life is not about what you become. It's about what you've overcome. Life is not about making others proud. It's about doing something you can be proud of. My first piece of advice to you is to set your own standards and live up to your own expectations, pursuing excellence every day. My second piece of advice is to be confident in yourself. Confidence is not the belief that you are the best. It's the belief that you can do your best. I once heard an elite performer asked if he was good at what he did. He simply responded, "I can hold my own." I never forgot this because, like any elite performer, his confidence was based on knowing that he was capable of doing the job he was being asked to do. To me, knowing you can hold your own is the definition of confidence. It's this kind of belief in yourself that will help you during times of uncertainty, when doubts creep in, or when things don't go as planned. In these times, knowing you can do something, anything, that moves you in the right direction will provide the confidence to know you'll eventually figure it out. When you leave Miami and enter the real world, know that your time here has prepared you to hold your own. My final piece of advice is this: choose your mindset as you embrace the uncomfortable. Ask any elite performer and they will tell you your mindset for sure impacts your success. Every experience you have comes with both wins and losses. Much of life depends on how you choose to see it. Some of you are wired to see the glass as half full, others to see it as half empty. Myself, I like to say there's water in the glass. One of the people who helped me shape my experiences and my perspective was my advisor, Dr. Robin Veely, who is retiring this year after an incredible and impactful career at Miami. She once told me I reminded her of a duck. I was calm from what she could see on the surface, but she always wondered what was going on underneath. Our futures are all like this. There are things we know to be true and experiences we haven't yet seen. There is uncertainty in what happens next, but also the excitement of what may be. Challenges as well as opportunities lie ahead. Miami has prepared you for all of it. You've learned to negotiate life, relationships, and conflicts. You've learned to embrace discomfort and accept the uncontrollable. You've learned that a really good steamed bagel is hard to find outside of Oxford, and that the name of your house connects you to generations of Miamians. I once had a coach tell me, potential means you haven't done it yet. Everyone sitting in this room has tremendous potential, but it only matters if you're willing to pursue it. My hope for you is that you will push yourself outside of your comfort zone, because that's where growth begins and potential is realized. The greatest learning opportunities come from moments of discomfort, and those moments are what ultimately lead us towards success. So as you leave Oxford, set your own standards. Believe you can hold your own, embrace the uncomfortable, and most importantly, choose a mindset of success. Congratulations, class of 2026, and go Red Hawks.
Thank you, Dr. Kimball. I would now like to invite our student speaker, Abby Harris, to the podium.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Abby Harris, and I'm serving as this year's student commencement speaker for the College of Education, Health, and Society. I would like to begin by welcoming the family members, friends, and special guests who are here with us today. Your unwavering support has helped make moments like this a possibility. I would also like to take a moment to thank the faculty and professors who have profoundly impacted our educational journey at Miami. For months, today's date, Sunday, May 17th, has existed in the back of my mind as a finish line. But in light of this academic milestone, I began thinking to myself, what if graduation isn't the end of our education, but the moment it actually begins? Like many of you, I've had this day circled on my calendar for a long time. The official culmination of our education and the degrees that we've worked so tirelessly to earn. Though if I'm being honest, I think I worked more tirelessly to make sure that I didn't step on the seal. Like many of you, or during my final semester of senior year, my perspective on graduation began to shift. A date that once felt like an ending started to feel like something else entirely. That shift began with a simple but powerful insight from one of my kinesiology professors, Dr. Kyle Timmerman. Your formal education may end, but your field will never stop progressing. At the time, I didn't fully grasp the weight of those words, but something in me recognized their importance. I remember writing down the quote on a small piece of paper and pinning it to a bulletin board in my room. The singular sentence has stuck with me ever since because it allowed me to reconsider what today actually represents. If our fields are constantly progressing, then what we've learned here was never meant to be an endpoint. It was meant to be a foundation for years of learning to come. I can't help but think about how much the world has changed during my last 4 years as an undergraduate, let alone for the rest of our lives to come. The unpredictability of the world alone is enough justification to keep our thoughts fluid, because the moment we stop adapting simultaneously marks the moment that we stop learning. The world we're stepping into following our graduation is not static. Whether as social workers, working with professional sports teams, in physical therapy clinics or hospitals, or as teachers molding the minds of future generations. The careers we're entering will continue to evolve, and we must be willing to evolve with them. The person who stands before you today, giving this speech, bears little resemblance to the young woman who arrived to Miami's campus 4 years ago. At the beginning of my freshman year, I could have never fathomed the breadth of opportunities and connections that Miami would offer me. Experiences that would single-handedly shape the person that I am today. Among the most transformative of these experiences was studying abroad on 2 separate occasions, once in Luxembourg and another time in Nepal. While these experiences were vastly different in nature, they both underscored the same lesson. With every new location, culture, and person that I encountered, the more I realized how much of the world remains unknown to me. Miami has unilaterally shaped the foundation from which we will begin to understand our place in the world. Our current knowledge base constitutes only a fraction of the world's complexities, which is why the decision to remain intellectually curious, even when it's inconvenient, is vital post-graduation. Each time I passed that small piece of paper in my room containing the quote shared by my professor, it served as a simple reminder. Now, as we graduate, the note serves as a responsibility, an obligation to keep learning, to remain open-minded, and to continue asking questions, even when there might not be answers. It is easy to become stagnant, to move through life without reflection. But I challenge you to do just the opposite, and to use your agency to be boldly and relentlessly curious. That quote has sat on my bulletin board all year. Tomorrow, when I pack up my room and leave Oxford for the final time, it leaves that board and goes with me to this next chapter of my life. I invite all of you sitting here today to also carry the message of this note forward with you. Although our time at Miami has come to an end, today's commencement should not mark the completion of our education. It should serve as a commitment to lifelong learning. I believe that intellectual growth was never meant to be confined to the 4 walls of a classroom or delineated by a syllabus. Instead, it is something that we must pursue as we strive to reach our fullest potential, not just for our own sake, but for the communities that we will serve as well. Today, our learning begins to take on a new form, one rooted in our own volition, driven not by requirement, but by curiosity. It has been an absolute honor to stand before you all today, and most importantly, congratulations to all of the 2026 graduates.
Thank you, Abby. At this point, I would like to call on members of the platform party to come forward and congratulate graduates from EHS. We will first do that by group, and then later graduates will be called individually to the stage. I now invite Dr. Cynthia Klestenek to the podium.
Thank you. On behalf of the Graduate School, it is my honor to acknowledge the accomplishments of our students here today who have completed their programs of graduate study. Will all the candidates for a doctoral degree, master's degree, and specialist in education degree please stand if you're able? Friends and family, I present to you our newest Miami University graduate candidates who are earning their doctoral, master's, or specialist in education degree. Please join me in congratulating them on their accomplishments. Please be seated. I now invite Dr. Sean Newsom to the podium.
Good morning, everyone. Will the undergraduates from the Department of Family Science and Social Work please stand if you're able? Friends and family, I present to you our newest Miami University graduates who have majored in social work. Please join me in congratulating them on their accomplishments. Please be seated. I now invite Dr. Melissa Chase to the podium.
Will the undergraduates in the Department of Sport, Leadership, and Management please stand if you're able? Friends and family, I present to you our newest Miami University graduates who have majored in sport management, sport coaching, and sport communication and media. Please join me in congratulating them on their accomplishments. Please be seated. I now invite Dr. Daryl Davis to the podium.
Will the undergraduates from the Department of Educational Psychology please stand if you are able? Friends and family, I present to you our newest Miami University graduates who have majored in inclusive special education and primary education with licensure in general and special education. Please join me in congratulating them on their accomplishment. Please be seated. I now invite Dr. Kyle Timmerman to the podium.
Will the undergraduates from the Department of Kinesiology, Nutrition, and Health please stand if you are able? Friends and family, I present to you our newest Miami University graduates who have majored in kinesiology, nutrition, and public health. Please join me in congratulating them on their accomplishments. Please be seated. I now invite Dr. Judy Alston to the podium.
Will the undergraduates from the Department of Educational Leadership please stand if you are able? Friends and family, I present to you our newest Miami University graduates who've majored in education studies. Please join me in congratulating them on their accomplishments. Please be seated. I now invite Dr. Geneva Reyes to the podium.
Will the undergraduates from the Department of Teaching, Curriculum, and Educational Inquiry please stand if you're able? Friends and family, I present to you our newest Miami University graduates who have majored in primary education, middle childhood education, adolescent young adult education, and world language education. Please join me in congratulating them on their accomplishments. Please be seated.
Will our faculty and staff assistants for today's ceremony please take their locations as I make introductions. Our stage assistants are Dr. Sam Morris, Clinical Professor in Sport Leadership and Management, and Dr. Paul Reedy, Associate Professor in Kinesiology, Nutrition, and Health. Our diploma distributors are Dr. Robin Schell, Associate Teaching Professor in Teaching, Curriculum, and Educational Inquiry, and Dr. Mark Walsh, Professor in Kinesiology, Nutrition, and Health. Our readers for today are Dr. Chuck Catania, Assistant Teaching Professor in Education and Society, and Ms. Leah Manitti, Assistant Dean. Marshals leading our graduate students are Dr. Brianna Vine Meisner, Assistant Clinical Professor, and Dr. Sarah Watt, Associate Professor in Educational Psychology. Marshals leading our undergraduate students are Ms. Megan Kuykendall, Instructor in Family Science and Social Work, and Mr. Troyland Banks, Senior Academic Advisor in the EHS Success Center. Marshal assistants are Dr. Ashley Cartel-Johnson, Clinical Professor in Educational Psychology, and Dr. Katie Mezer, Clinical Professor in Educational Psychology. It is now time to recognize the achievements of our graduating students. In just a moment, we'll begin reading each graduate's name as they cross the stage and receive our congratulations. We know how exciting this moment is, both for the graduate and their loved ones, and it's only natural to want to cheer. We just ask that you try to hold your applause until all names have been read, or at least ensure it's very brief and doesn't go into the next name. This small gesture ensures that every family can hear their graduate's name spoken. Graduates, as each of you walks across the stage, you'll be handed your diploma, a symbol of your dedication, persistence, and academic accomplishments. But this is more than just an ending, it's a beginning. That's why we call it commencement. It marks the start of your journey forward, out into the world, equipped to make a difference. Along with your diploma, you'll also receive something unique to the College of Education, Health, and Society, your Changemaker coin. This coin is more than a keepsake. It's a reminder, a small, powerful symbol to your commitment to contribute, to lead, and to serve. While your diploma may find a place on your wall, we hope your coin stays with you as a reminder of the responsibility and opportunity that come with your education to help shape a better world. Now I ask that the Associate Dean of the Graduate School, Cynthia Klestenek, join me as we congratulate those who have completed a graduate degree or advanced certification.
Alexandra Evelyn Karenbauer. Megan Nicole Gayer. Ebony Nicole McCoy. Brianna Lee Fitzgerald. Shantae Boggs.
Jason Paul Abram.
Aaron George Swisher.
Abigail J. Morrison.
Theodore Michael Brennan.
Avery Bailey Kaler.
Anthony Javon Wright.
Eleanor Veslany Preethurch.
Camilla Linz DeMello.
Shelby Marie Hafner.
Alexia Jewel Inman.
Sarah Elizabeth Andrasik.
Sanjana Dayalan.
Lauren Grothaus.
Jenna K. Likovich.
Reagan McDonald.
Benjamin Otto Warden.
Morgan Stanley.
Anna Davis.
Destiny Ann Schaefer.
Ritsuki Omatsu.
Sierra Catherine Shirley.
Anna Elizabeth Bauer.
Leah Elizabeth Pillar.
Phoebe Simone Croston.
Caroline Elise Capalupa.
Robert Michael Gentili.
Lane Naomi Mormon.
Nicholas William Barrows.
Brooke Abigail Joseph.
August Marie Crawford.
Paul Daniel McAllister Jr.
Camille Marie Scalera.
Evan Doran Saltz.
Z.
Lisa Reesner.
Brad David Hoblitzel.
Kylie McKenna Pearson.
Christian Teiwa Amambwa.
Morgan Elise Simon.
Abdul Rafi.
Sarah Catherine Toth.
Jackson Philip Yeager.
Allison Elizabeth Brickner.
Jeremy Glenn Harjono.
Laura Joyce Amarosa.
Joshua Charles Brady.
Alana Birkenhauer.
Catherine Alexandra Giza.
Caitlin Elizabeth Husick.
Sarah Zalukar.
Kennedy Marie Ashley.
Jenna Rebecca DeWitt.
Adrian J. Kelly.
Taylor Estrada Guerrero.
Samantha Gibbs.
Amanda Kathleen Childress.
Morgan Simone Ross.
Donita Benet Thomas.
Julia Marie Butler.
Abigail Jo Payne.
Aiden James Walker.
Alyssa Ann Myers.
Lucas James Fields.
Michael Spencer Maresca.
Caitlin May Wetstein.
Danielle Scales. Lydia Inez.
Amara.
Oh, sorry.
Amara Sophia Biakaweli.
Lydia Inez Montoya Anderle.
Stephen Lee.
Abigail Hannah Rose.
Molly Jean Smith.
Madeline Ann Rooney.
Erica Christine Koulianos.
Riley Paige Powers.
Mallory K. Spicer.
Emily Michelle Mason.
Ariana Kiala Mumford.
Donasia McCrae.
Morgan Leah Usher.
Kyra Dawn Ash.
Ashley Janelle Wilson.
Samantha Marie Winkler.
Madison Marie Kelly.
Leah Mary Smith.
Sophia Faith Schwartz.
Morgan Tyndall Ramsey.
Delia Artis.
Macy Margaret Gill.
Hannah Cayenne Goodrich.
Meredith Michelle Peters.
Jacob Bruce Thomas.
Evan James Wynn.
Logan Matthew Holtzheimer.
Simon Miller.
Derek Robert Bay.
Zoe Adamarie Wilson.
Megan Ray Fry.
Annalise Nicole Boggs Brockman.
Emily Danielle Pritchett.
Kiona Corinne Thomas.
Madison Lee Smith.
Shawnice Latrice Batten.
Michelle Paige Bulak.
Stephanie Lauren Kennedy.
Isabella Grace Bowen.
Janae C. Allen.
Jenna Catherine Ellington.
Salia Tanae Dixon Gordon.
Caitlin Nicole Stevens. Chelsea Morgan Kirk. Mary Bernadette Comer. Jennifer Goodlett. Kelly Elizabeth Rice. Shonalee Elizabeth Ray.
Please join me in congratulating the graduates of our graduate programs. I now ask that Associate Dean Cheryl Sellers please join me as we congratulate those who have completed undergraduate degrees or certifications.
Graham Banks.
Abigail Louise Harris.
Reese Micah Feldman.
Nina Mattia Griffiths.
Annalisa Ingrid Brown.
Nia Elise Griffith.
Danielle Jaylene Benson.
Brianna Gail Smith.
Bennett Luckoff.
Bryn Phyllis Morgan.
Carson William Huber.
Cameron Lenora Reed.
Allison Marie McGreal.
Mara Grace Brown.
Caitlin Mary Kurtz.
Charles George Buselink.
Maxwell Jeffrey Baumgartner.
Tanner Jack McKiernan.
Carson Jenkins.
Ronald William DeMusi.
Samantha Lena Krager.
Megan Catherine Demain.
Maury David Owen.
Taylor Julia Pritchard.
Evan Frederick Olson.
Alexandra Ann Quirk.
Nathan T. Beck.
Bridget Leanne Costello.
Jason A. Muglia.
Ella Ruth Zuckerman.
Nathan James Olson.
Brooklyn Denise Harper Pigot.
Cole Matthias Grotoff.
Brooke Elizabeth Puccio.
Brady Michael Urian.
Jackson Edward Cool.
Thomas Sprague.
Jenna Lauren Miller.
Blake William Presley.
Stephen Angelo Catalano.
Peter Buhan DiCarlo.
Bailey Grace Koskin.
Sean Michael O'Donnell.
River Henry Kraus.
Jocelyn Michelle Kaup.
Josh Joseph Schellenberger.
Reagan Olivia Doyle.
Ethan Michael Hopper.
Sarah Ashley Fulkenrock.
Olivia Paige Beller.
Peyton Ada Berman.
Anna Evelyn Horton.
Abigail McKenna Post.
Catherine Maria Nist.
Lauren McClure Adrian.
Sophia Kathleen Carata.
Mia Catherine Moore.
Emma Margaret Tyco.
Megan Grace Wilking.
Ava Lucia Mota.
Caitlin Ann Brady.
Victoria Mary Dooling.
Morgan Elizabeth Emerson.
Kaya Lee Bundy.
Kaylin Cher Swartzer.
Sydney Eileen Angelo.
Mary Elizabeth Lynch.
Dylan Xavier Mercado.
Grace Angela Bandwen.
Carrie Ann Releg.
Gavin David Gloud.
Irene Wong.
Megan Catherine Miller.
Sophia Nicole Moreno.
Jillian Renee Price.
Parcher Zurich.
Henry Isaac Ellenbogen.
Jillian Rebecca Sager.
Ashton Robert Messner.
Anna Lee Sisson.
Jamie Lynn Hamid.
Sydney Claire Schlanger.
Sarah Morgan Donnelly.
Ann Stewart Ashburner.
Peyton Michelle Flaherty.
Eliza Emily Rivera.
Carrie Elizabeth Kammer.
Haley Ann Shapiro.
Elizabeth Ann Robertson.
Lindsay Dobnicker.
Olivia Peyton Beckman.
Noah Anthony Loveland.
Faith Dorothy Lene Fuller.
Brock David Schultz.
Megan Kate Kearns.
Lucas George O'Rourke.
Braden Allen Shoemaker.
Caden Matthew Rome.
Trayton Samuel Lewis.
Jonah Spinner.
Sean Ryan Rivera.
Anthony Robert Yeoman.
Carmela Louise Nigro.
Ian Michael Miner.
Grace Elizabeth Poggi.
Max William Muffshin.
Alexis Paige Glover.
Lane Stark Miller.
Kylie Diana Kovalik.
Madeline K. McLeish.
Addison Ray Keitlin.
Anna Christine Transier.
Celia Jean Tomlin.
Elena Marie Waters.
Margaret Faye Mills.
Jenna Renee Rose.
Cassidy Ann Cole.
Madeline Joanna Light.
Emma K. Bierman.
Samantha Jean Sanos.
Bonnie Ruth Dudley.
McKenna Marie Bailey.
Emerson Claire Keller.
Kendall Aaron Angstott.
Abigail Grace Laurie.
Sarah Lauren Tuzanowski.
Liliana Marie Alberti.
Isabel Ellen Beaver.
Jackson Gabrielle Gehring.
Sophia Isabel Martin.
Abigail Rose Weiss.
Madeline Renee Patton.
Sydney Grace Marks.
Madeline Riley Bachmeyer.
Mackenzie Ray Morgan.
Molly Jane Lubsden.
Tatum Elise Lather.
Eleanor Isabel Kowalski.
Olivia Leong Ehas.
Audrey Marie Conley.
Kofi Apia JB.
Brady Daniel Miller.
Sui Wong.
Ava Cadres.
Lindsay Dowell Stevenson.
Vanessa Angelina Fabrizi.
Kendra Reese Dawson.
Emma May Epstein.
Gabriel Tobias Asbury.
Cassidy Shea Barnes.
Sarah Marie Cup.
Lauren Ann Hutchinson.
Carly Rose Cambria.
Kennedy Ray Brigham.
Delilah Sky Tao.
Grace Mary Kopka.
Brooklyn Ray Conrad.
Grace Ann Burdoff.
Leah Grace Yost.
Morgan Lynn O'Brien.
Maggie Catherine Simonson.
Margaret Catherine Thompson.
Emeka Raynell Taylor.
Mackenzie Joan Lynch.
Ava Grace Von Prague.
Chloe Grace May.
Mia Nicole Hoyos.
Emily Nicole Witters.
Emma Christine Seamer.
Sydney Jade Jones.
Madison T. Reef.
Matthew Clerkin McVeigh.
Hannah Ashley Jolly.
Andrew Cole Miller.
Macy Ann Schwegman.
Casey Miller.
Kelsey Elise Rommel.
Jackson Joseph Blonjet.
Caitlin Suzanne Ballantyne.
Callan Sky Zaremski.
Jenna Elizabeth DeRose.
Elena Grace Johnson.
Tiffany Nopazi.
Samantha Grace Cornett.
Mary Lawson Spurgeon.
Corey Danielle Wilder.
Morgan Elizabeth Sourwine.
Madeline Paige Abrams.
Caitlin Nicole Black.
Brady Quinn Patula.
Grace Marie Huber.
Joshua Charles Testerman.
Ty Robert Keller.
Caleb Feifold.
Joshua Lev Lotson. Kotson.
Zachary David Hartley Wiseman.
Justin Maxwell Rodnick.
Sophia Marie Talibi.
Samantha Josephine Federici.
Zachary Aaron Rushinsky.
Sophia A. Fulci.
McKenna Nicole Orleans.
Emerson Haley Goldman.
Jackson Isaiah Harper.
Marlo Rose Santoro.
William Robert Shank.
Jeffrey Evans Middleton Jr.
Layla Hope Cahook.
Zachary William Neville.
Julia Lawson Stemple.
Lydia Ray McDonald.
Alejandra Isabella Sproul.
Amelia Hayden Thirl.
Malena Michelle Bialsi.
Kylie Noel Leskus.
Tegan Wrigley Anderson.
Emma Claire Schuster.
Malin Monet Rose.
Maria Victoria Kolokoris.
Bailey Teresa Peters.
Catherine A. Bonanno.
Sarah Michaels Everett.
Casey Ann Wojciechowicz.
Charlotte Nicole Horgan.
Jillian Paige Evans.
Jessica Britton Ertzgard.
Emily Gabrielle Stem.
Amelia Grace Zobler.
Sienna Autumn Rose Taylor.
Mia Mate Leonards.
Cole Bradley Larison.
Claire Elizabeth Yoakum.
Elizabeth Bennett Sopp.
Elizabeth Pearl LaFever.
Lindsay Angelson Toff.
Madeline Nicole Greco.
Kara Bridie Bartimus.
Haley Elizabeth Sovic.
Jocelyn Rainey Stacy.
Louisa Marie Klebe.
Julia Christine Moser.
Allison Renee Schimmeltz.
Samantha Reagan Doty.
Nolan Wyatt Robeson.
Colin Garner.
Maya Elise Lester.
Lily Marie Foster.
Carla L. Getz.
Ethan Paolo Deli Carpini.
Chloe Rose Wygant.
Akul Nicolas Papajan.
Virginia Lee Willard.
Aaron Samjay Richards.
Tobias Anderson Boggs.
Joshua Robert Saxton.
Lucille Catherine Enneking.
Reagan Nicole Baubau.
Sydney Lee Shelley.
Rachel Mary Wenning.
Audrey Rayanne Wills.
Ella Kendall Bossy.
Nathan James Stock.
Connor R. Whalen.
Jillian Louise Green.
Colby Dylan Grimes.
Camden Grace Shea.
Jacob Alexander Miller.
Molly Grace Ballard.
Solon Moline Lemayol.
Adeline Buckingham.
Paige Lindley Higgins.
Christine Mayreed.
Madison Faith Kennard.
Aaron Scully.
Maya Bonet Bodart.
Eleanor Roslyn McLeod Truckle.
Julia Marie Bone.
Marion Gillespie Dix.
Kara Suzanne Kilborn.
Allie Marie Melcurry.
Catherine Grace Voigt.
James Thomas Brocious.
Alyssa Marie Hardman.
Cooper Lyman Williamson.
Elizabeth Grace Sims.
Luke Edward Trewin.
Cameron Olivia Ewing.
Kirsten Mary Legrand.
Alyssa Loie Fate.
Avery Elizabeth Sloan.
Kaylee May Cruzy.
Riley Grace Mayo.
Rebecca Hope Turner.
Emma Carolyn Brem.
Angelina Paige Iglesia.
Bridget Nicole Stafford.
Brianna Catherine Holt.
Jack A. Waite.
Nicole Marie Wyrick.
Carly Beth Goodman.
Madison Michelle Page Four.
Brady Alexander Neltner.
Adam J. Donut.
Nolan Lucas Brown.
Casey Lee Wiscott.
Kane Ryuta Moriskaki.
Alexis M. Dillon.
Carolyn Grace Scribner.
Chloe Mary Frances Howard.
Ashley Ann Sterling.
Michael Nashawn Jackson.
Arden Arlene Santa.
Amina Michelle Jenkins.
Abigail Lynn Noble.
Autumn Riley Johnson.
Erin Caroline Scott.
Michael Christ.
Victoria Glenore Roth.
Eliana Joy Riley.
Janie Lynn Clayton.
Catherine Michelle Vonderhaar.
Matthew Adrian Jeter.
Claudia Ehab Hudad.
Joshua Dale McCamish.
Reagan Grace Halsey.
Audrey Jane McCamish.
Isabel Rose Haas.
Samuel Robert Adams.
Abigail Caitlin Moore.
Charles Thomas Vallone.
Madison Alexandra Berger.
Meredith Elaine Greathouse.
Adam Lawrence Berberick.
Abigail Lynn Adams.
Colin Matthew Shyman.
Kate Elizabeth Gallo.
Alexander Grobowski.
Layla Nev Winters.
Christopher Lee Clark.
Tao Tang Tran.
Grant Miles Cheney.
Sierra Cheyenne Harris.
Jack Raymond Fallen.
Beatrice Rose Turner.
Natalie Grace Wise.
Chloe Dawn Robinette.
Caitlin Ann Zelke.
Natalie Jean Nyman.
Devin Elizabeth Wallace.
Abby Therese Brewer.
Melina Elaine Noble.
Sarah Ann Wanamaker.
Ashley Eleanor Schultz.
Grace Ann Johnson.
Sierra Cheyenne Kraut.
Emily Renee Bamford.
Samantha Sue Gassman.
Jillian Grace Simon.
Kara Lynn Dell.
Joseph Braden Wills.
Jennifer Grace Kanar.
Taylor L. Lansdale.
Charles Hazlett.
Victoria Bradford Ekus.
Samantha Jane Clark.
Nadine Claire Twombly.
Sophia Graham.
Bridget Michaela Zoltan.
Ashlyn Claire Cadwallader.
Haley Corin Wheeler.
Catherine Lee Lamont.
Emma Sophia Zwire.
Mia Isabella Demuth.
Joshua Jackson Zabo.
Clara Jane Miller.
Lillian Nicole Arvin.
Allison Nancy Winter.
Cole Brenton Ewert.
Cooper Anthony Black.
Laurent Jane Zipes.
Brianna Michelle Bush.
Lauren Marie Varga.
Tifon On Lee.
Kathleen Avery Cooper.
David Austin Crow.
Sophie Alexandra Baxter.
Ida Marie Bright.
Rachel Ann Bear.
Ezra Elizabeth Yater.
Sydney Jean Stom.
Julianne Danielle Smith.
Kenna Elise Jacobs.
Nicholas Ethan Smith.
Allison Lee Zimmerman.
Haley Ann Gremion.
Emily Grace Groh.
Bailey Elizabeth Barnhill.
Julia S. McGrath.
Catherine Rose Dunn.
Kara Marie Stacy.
Erin Riley Lau.
Adeline Grace Gill.
Megan Emily Greenfield.
Emily Marie Vitlip.
Christopher Nathaniel Jones.
Monica Ann Schlim.
AJ David Waymeyer.
Thomas Ian Ryan.
Madison Leanne Hodap.
Olivia Lee Burke.
Maggie Eileen Baumgardner.
Jessica Susan Borland.
Ava Grace Cast.
Ariana Warren.
Caleb Rue Grummel.
Emily Schlabs.
Madeline Emily Kramer.
Ashlyn Hunter Johnson.
Amelia Larie Hermes.
Sierra Mar Correa Rosario.
Danny Grossbard.
Catherine Jean Pocius.
Megan Christine Sierra.
Gabrielle Ray Hayes.
Ryan Morgan Sibold.
Michaela B. Kyle.
Noah Thomas Rich.
Lisa Kanadu Boateng.
Savannah Ledbetter.
Cadence Sierra Fleming.
Cadence Olivia Horsley.
Leda Deanna Gallant.
Nolan Anthony Bloom.
Olivia Renee Napier.
Evan J. Scott.
Alyssa Marie Rose.
Lilia Grace Puckett.
Grace Elaine Williams.
Aiden Scheibel.
Kendall Jade Gurin.
Kiera Ann Hinojosa.
Janelle Lee Tipton.
Peter Zengo.
Rachel Louise Reed.
William Kopakin.
Abigail Whitney Roadhorst.
Iman Williams.
Madison Nicole Little.
Christopher Allen Carter.
Anton Martinez Dominguez.
John George Kotsatos.
Weston Noville.
Olabisi O. Babusoye.
Patrick Ryan Wills.
David Harold Dietrich IV.
Megan Ashley Figura.
Seth Alston Burns McKnight.
Hannah Lisa Gang.
Matthew David Schuler.
Adam Patrick Tabaka Jr.
Jason Harcourt Harrison II.
Alyssa Christine Shea.
Ryan Ziegler Cleary.
Sari Kim Braun.
Patrick William Lang.
Jessica Nicole West.
Charles Montgomery Vest.
Erin Marie Thomas.
Darcy K. Ringheiser.
Emily Faith Biesecker.
Kaylee Brewer.
Nathaniel Bruce Anke.
Aiden Goldberg Solar.
Adriana Danae Green. Ariana Danae Green.
Ethan James Todd.
Sarah Dawn Strodieski.
Congratulations! Woo! Congratulations. Now, will all the graduating students please rise if you are able, graduate and undergraduate. Friends and family, I present to you our change makers, Miami University's graduating class of 2026 of the College of Education, Health, and Society. Congratulations to all. Now, would everyone please stand if you are able and join in the singing of our university's alma mater. The words are printed in the program. Thank you to the Glee Club and our pianist. You may be seated. Congratulations again. Now, please be seated for the recessional of our faculty and graduates.